Welcome to Jack Victor training videos. For this episode, we will focus on our ERP system Momentis and discuss inventory inquiry for both production and imports. For anything we produce here at Jack Victor, it is better in our current Momentis version to go in inventory inquiry called Stock Rack, under this menu shown here. For anything else, such as imports, for example, Robert Baraket division or any other imports, you should go in this inventory inquiry that is on another submenu shown here as well. The production inventory inquiry called Stock Rack. When you go on this page, first thing to notice is to search with a cloth number, shown in box number 1. A cloth number means the same as a selling style number or style number 1 number. We use different wording at Jack Victor that will mean the same thing. You can also search with a model number, but it is not mandatory. Example here, we have entered SP3016 for model 392. After clicking search, you see as shown in box number 2, the sum of all sizes for your search criteria. On hand, in picking, if anything is reserved, the available now, what is in WIP, on PO, and at the end the left to sell. Available now means on hand minus what is in pick minus reservation. The WIP means work in process. That means if you see quantities in WIP, it means the garments are still in the factory being produced. The left to sell or OTS is the quantity that includes the WIP. Now let's focus on the bottom part of the screen. After clicking search, if you remember, the top grid was the sum of all sizes, but in the bottom grid, you will see the detail by size with all the same columns. On hand, in picking, reservation available now, and so on. It is simply more granular in case you need to know quantities on more specific levels. Now here's the good part. If you double-click on a line, for example that one selected in blue, we see quantity WIP, that is 4. If you want to know what are those 4 units and when they should be ready out of the factory, just double-click on the line to have window appear, as shown here. You see here that there are 2 cutting slips for the factory, and the completion date are 08/21/2024 and 07/3/2024, theoretically. Again, this page will help you to understand the different quantities by size, when they are ready, what is available now, and in which warehouse are they in. Now let's jump into the second inventory inquiry screen for the imports. Here you will need to know which style number you want to do your inquiry. Example, if we write 23336, that is for Robert Baraket, we then need to select a warehouse. If you do not select a warehouse, the system will do the sum of all warehouse, which is not really what you want. We suggest you select a warehouse, then click search as shown in box 1, num 2, and a 3. You will see all colors coming up if it's for Robert Baraket, Division 28, and for Jack Victor Sportwear, Division 38, on the first column. For other divisions of imports, it may not be a color code. You may see other codes such as WW, R1, L1, and so on. We will get to that later. If you select a line as shown here in blue, you can see all the quantities for available now and for LTS, left to sell, by size. Example, for color black on size medium, the available now is 745 at the time we record this video. The act of selecting a line will trigger the bottom grid to be displayed and will give you more detailed information by size. On hand, in picking, if anything is allocated, available, in transit, on PO, and so on. Note that for imports, we do not have WIP, work in process. If you recall on the other page for production, we had it. Instead, for imports, we have in PO. The difference is simple. WIP means to produce here. And since imports is always made from another country, so we use on PO, which means purchase order. So if you see quantities on PO, it means we asked a supplier to produce garments for us, and it is in their factory still, not arrived yet. You are also able to double-click on a line in the bottom grid. Example here, let's say you want to know what are those 20 quantities in picking. If we double-click on the line picking, it will show a new window and will tell you more information. You will not be able to see by size the quantities on the new window, but it will tell you which customers, what order number, and which picking number it is, and so on. All right, this was a good recap of both inventory screen and a base for you to work with it. We thank you for your time and feel free to ask any questions to your department and the IT department. See you on a future video.